In this episode of Retro Funhouse, we're going to take it back to the 1980s when I was first introduced to professional wrestling, and we're going to count down my 5 favorite tag teams of the 80s. Let's count down from number 5 all the way to my personal favorite. Let me know in the comments your favorite tag teams of the 80s. Let's have some fun. Leave me some comments. Join the Funhouse, Retro Funhouse. So as you heard, guys, in this video we're going to count down five of my favorite tag teams of the 1980s. Why the 1980s? Because that's when I was first exposed to professional wrestling. And these are my 5 picks from the 80s of the tag team era. Let's get straight into it with number 5. Number 5, the Bushwhackers. That's right, Luke and Butch. The Bushwhackers, these guys for any kid was a lot of fun because of the battering ram finisher they did, the licking of the heads of the fans, the biting, the arm gestures, the yay and the yeah. I mean, just a fun tag team for any kid growing up in the 80s. And I have to mention my condolences to Butch's family, who he recently passed away, if you didn't know. Still one of my favorite tag teams of all time, the Bushwhackers. If you didn't get a chance to watch them, go back and watch a match of theirs or two. Weren't the greatest tag team, but definitely one of the funnest, the Bushwhackers. And at number 4, the Road Warriors. That's right, the Road Warriors, who are also known as the Legion of Doom. These guys had a great look. Shoulder pads with spikes, the face paint, the haircut, the catchphrases of "Oh, what a rush." This was definitely a team that I was always like, can anybody beat these guys? These guys were big, strong, physical athletes, and I enjoyed watching them wrestle, especially in a time when there were a lot of big, tough tag teams back then. It was a lot of power and a lot less of the fancy moves, but it was a lot of great action anytime these guys were in the ring. The Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal, definitely one of my favorite teams to watch back in the days. At number 3, Demolition. Axe and Smash of Demolition, and don't forget later on they added Crush, but for me it was always Axe and Smash. These guys, of course, a lot of people said were a ripoff of the Road Warriors because of the face paint and the look in a way, but for me they were a little bit better than the Road Warriors because I enjoyed the way they came down. They had that sinister look, that intriguing costume, the face paint. I mean, these guys were just pure brutality when it came to in-ring performance, and I enjoyed watching them. Axe and Smash, Demolition, definitely one of my favorite tag teams of the 80s. Coming in at number 2, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, the Rockers. These guys, when they first debuted into the WWE, I was really excited and pumped because these guys came in flying off the top ropes, jumping through. They were doing things that they do now. So this was very innovative for the time in the 80s. I love the colorful outfits they wore. I like just seeing the all-around action. The promos were 80s, 100%, with the Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, we're going to be rocking and rolling all around the ring on you tonight. I mean, they did some fun promos. I love just the gimmick that they had and just the look they had. These guys were always on fire and ready to go. Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty, the Rockers. My number 2 all-time greatest 80s tag team. And at number 1, the Hart Foundation. Bret the Hitman Hart, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. For me, this was the first tag team that I was eyes glued to the television and could not wait to watch them perform. You had the technical prowess of Bret Hart. You had the pure awesome power of Jim the Anvil Neidhart, also known as the Rhino. They were brother-in-laws. They were a great tag team, and I enjoyed watching the Hart Foundation. My number 1 pick of kid growing up in the 80s that I enjoyed watching the most. Bret Hart, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Again, my favorite tag team of the 80s. Thanks for watching, guys. My top 5 tag teams of the 80s. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Join the Funhouse, Retro Funhouse.